People, I'm here with Lars, the nomadic Dane.
Hello.
And yeah, we're gonna do that interview I promised you guys. I wrote a few questions down, so when you see me looking in the book, you know what it is. Because yeah, so I don't forget what I wanted to ask. But yeah, let's get to it.
Yep.
Nice to have you, Lars.
Yeah. Nice,
So,
nice to hang out with you.
yeah, that's we had some fun the last couple of weeks, didn't we?
I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. Because this is a separate video, I would like to ask you to introduce you real short, and then we continue with the questions I wrote down.
Sure thing. Well, my name is Lars. On YouTube, I'm called Nomadic Dane, and I am a full-time van dweller, well, minivan dweller, and I've been doing this for some years. That's probably one of your questions. So, but yeah, I'm living full-time in a minivan in Denmark.
Okay, yeah, and we did also a tour. I'm gonna link that. This is a separate video, so I'm gonna link that under this video, and of course Lars's channel. So yeah, you can check that out and subscribe to Lars too. Okay, we started 3.5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's quite some time. Did you start? Did you start right away like this, or did you have a transitioning period, or did you start any other way, or?
Well, actually, I was living in a house. I had rented a house, 70 square meter, and one day I came home from work and I sat down in the butt-shaped hole in the sofa, and I was like looking at the other end of the living room. And as I say, the whole house was 70 square meter, so the living room was not that big.
Yeah.
But I kind of realized I had not been over there in the other end of the living room for 2 weeks. And I was like, this is crazy. I pay a lot of money to rent this place, and I don't use most of it.
Yeah.
So I started looking at videos on YouTube about tiny house living, and then by coincidence I kind of stumbled over Nomadic Fanatic and Campervan Kevin, two American full-timers, and I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That's me. And from that evening until I moved into my first rig, it was a month. And my first rig, well, I had actually just finished getting the driver license.
So you didn't even have the driver license that long?
Well, when I made the decision, my driver license was 1.5 months old.
Oh, that's cool.
The first 30 years of my career as a driver was on a motorcycle, and I only had the driver license for motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I took the driver license, and then I decided to do this. And my first vehicle was a Skoda Octavia, 20-year-old Skoda Octavia, and Dodge Kip travel trailer, 4 meter long. So that was my first rig, and I just, as I say, from I made the decision until I moved into the travel trailer was a month. So it was quite quick, quite fast, and actually I did have the house for another 2 months, but I just didn't. No, I didn't want to stay there.
No. I recognize that feeling. That's something I recognize too.
Yeah, it was like right away, as soon as I had my rig, my car and my travel trailer, I was just hooked. It was just.
So it really was a spur of the moment thing. With only 1 month.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's
and
really
obviously,
fast.
that month I spent on getting rid of almost everything I owned, giving away, selling, throwing away, just, you know.
Yeah.
And as is now, I have some paintings and a box of records in storage in a friend's basement. And that's it. Everything else I own is either in the travel trailer, which I still have, or in the Raven.
Yeah.
The travel trailer is located in a fixed position on a campground to have an address.
Yeah. So that's also a thing in Denmark. You need to have an address, or?
Well, I do, because I have a job where I drive a lot, and to get the tax deduction for the driving in connection with my job, I need an address.
Yeah.
The first 2.5 years I lived this way, I did not have an address. I was registered with address unknown.
Okay.
And that is fully possible in Denmark, contrary what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
Even the people at the local government office, they were like, but that's not possible.
Yeah.
And I had to show them how.
Yeah. So that's maybe an interesting thing for people who are situated in Denmark or are willing to move to Denmark to start the lifestyle. That it is possible, but you gotta get the information so that when someone at the commune says it's not possible, you can tell them,
exactly.
this and that. Yeah. It's how it's done. And
the thing I did was I sent an email to one of the people who worked at the commune, and in that email I explained how it's possible, and I also linked the website where I found all the information. And when I went to the commune, and she said right away, you can't do that, it's not possible. Then I said, well, please, 2 weeks ago I sent you an email, go read the email and look at the link. And she was like, oh, sure. And 20 minutes later she came back and she was like, well, okay, didn't know that. She was completely baffled. She had no idea it was possible.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I heard that more often, that it's the same in the Netherlands with you viewers. That getting a letter address, so a mail address with someone else, it's fully normal. It says in the law that every commune has to give an address like that, has to approve it. But a lot of them say, no, it's not possible. You can't do that. And we don't do that in this county or commune, whatever. And but it is, so, yeah, when you want to live this lifestyle, get your information Google it. It's simple. Like today, just use Google and find the information you need, and bring it with you or email it up in front so they can prepare themselves or whatever. So and don't trust a government agent saying, "Oh, it can be done," because maybe they just don't want it, but it's fully legal, and
it is a hassle for them.
Yeah,
because it does give them extra work. Example, when I was to get my health insurance card, it would be mailed to the government office.
Oh yeah.
To the commune. Because I didn't have a physical mail address. Yeah. I only had an online mail address. And that is possible in Denmark because all mail from commune and government and police and whatever is sent to our digital mailbox, not in paper. You cannot even, you have to actually to apply to be approved for a paper mailbox. Because, I have a friend, he don't know much about computers and stuff, and he prefer not to get it digitally. So he had to go to get approved to not to get it digitally, to get it on paper. So that's why it's very easy in Denmark, if you know what rules to.
Yeah, we've got something similar in the Netherlands. We also have a digital mailbox, but it's not that far as in Denmark yet. They send you all the stuff you need in there, but it's not like you don't need an address then. So they just want to be, they want you to have an address. So, that's So so you started with a travel trailer and a regular car.
Yeah.
And You make your decision real quick in a month's time.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And you don't the only storage you've got is the paintings and the records.
Yeah. That's all I got in storage. Everything else is either in the Raven or in the Nest, as my travel trailer is called.
Now you've got the Raven. Why did you choose the Raven? It's you can see it in the other video, but it's a Volkswagen Chiron. It's a minivan. It's not like a workers van like this one. It's really a minivan. So check out that other video. But why that vehicle? Why not something like this?
Well, again, it got something to do with my job. It's I got a job where I drive a lot of kilometers. It's I would say between 100 and 300 kilometers a day. And obviously I have to think about fuel consumption. And the Chiron does not take very much fuel. It's a diesel and it's not that expensive to run it. And another thing is about parking. A lot of times I need to work in Copenhagen and I need to parallel park and stuff like that. And I would love to have a big vehicle like this, but to parallel park this in Copenhagen or just driving around in Copenhagen is really, that would be a challenge. So that is actually the reason why I chose a minivan. And while specific, the Chiron, the Volkswagen Chiron, I was like, well, whether it was a Volkswagen Chiron, a Seat Alejandro or a Ford Galaxy didn't really matter, but the fact that it was that model, I like that. I like it. I like the size of it. It's, when I'm lying in it, I just need to tilt the front seat a little bit forward, like this much, like 20 centimeters or so. Then I can lay in the back of the car, fully stretched, full stretched. I can be on my back with my arms up like this, and there's enough room. So it's quite big in the back of it, but it drives like a normal family car. So it's easy to handle and it's cheap in fuel, and it's very comfortable.
Yeah, it is. Do you have like a routine? So you work during the week mostly, and then you're the weekend off. There's probably a difference between a weekday then and a weekend day. But is there, let's say on a work day you have to go to work. Do you prefer to park close to work so you're there in the morning, right there, or do you prefer to when you stop your work and boondock right there? How?
Well, I actually basically always, if I work in a place, I will be boondocking near that place in the morning. So when I finish work, then I will drive to the next place. So let's say I'm working in, Hundested. Then I would park in Hundested in the evening or the afternoon, and then the next morning go to work, and after work I would, the next day, let's say I work in Hornbæk, I would drive to Hornbæk and find a nice place. So that I'm nearby the job site, and also because I wake up very early every morning. I don't know why, but I always wake up around 6 o'clock, and it's, I prefer to go work early because then I can finish early and then I can enjoy the day.
That's true.
And it's nice.
And you don't have the morning commute then, so you're not in traffic in the morning.
Exactly.
You're just always within a few minutes from your work.
If I'm lucky, I can be less than 5 minutes away from my job site.
Yeah, we've been hanging out now for about 3.5 weeks, and it was really cool to see that Lars went off to work in the morning, and 2 minutes later, sometimes he was at his job. That's crazy thing, because even you sometimes it's possible to almost park around the corner and at a beautiful place at the sea or the lake or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very nice. And when you so you go to work, you drive to the next spot. How is that? How do you find a spot to sleep? And when do you say, yeah, this is a good spot to stay?
Well, before I met, before you gave me a tip.
It was not to toot my own horn.
No, but well, before I met you physically, I would use Google Map, and I would, when I was finished work, I would sit in my car and then I would look on Google Map and I would find the place I need to work tomorrow, and then I would look just like. Yeah, you know,
surrounding area.
Yeah, it's a surrounding area and kind of move out from that area and find a place. And of course, sometimes you get there and you find out, dang, that didn't work. That was something you couldn't see on Google Map, a sign or a barricade or whatever. You know, that happens. But most times it works out, you know, or you would pick 2 or 3 places even in advance so that if the first one doesn't work out, you just go to the other one. And then also I have to say, I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I know a lot of places. And you know, a lot of the places we stayed during these 3 weeks have been spots that I knew already. Though then I must say, you showed me the app, Place for Park. Park for Night, yeah, that's right. Park for Night. And that is an excellent app. If any of you van dwellers or full-timers don't use it, then check it out.
Download it.
That is just... And I'm cheap, so I'm using the free version. And
but even the paid version, it's not that expensive, few euros per year. So, and it's up to you. You got a few extra functions then, like filters and stuff like that. But you can, I believe you can set the height of your vehicle and things like that. But it's a really cool app. I use it a lot here in Denmark, and I also did in France and Spain last winter. It really is a cool app with a lot of and like you say, we still do that with the app. You can that's the thing, that's the difference between the paid and the free version, I believe, that you can put the satellite image right in. So when you got a paid version, you can check out the satellite image right within the app and check out how it actually looks, or trees or whatever. And that's very
with the free version I have to go to Google Map to check the place out, but that's possible as well. But I would say most earlier I would always just check on Google Map and find a spot, and then over time get to know a lot of areas and get to know a lot of spots where you know it's okay. And
like last night we stayed at the public swimming pool, the sports center. That's one of the things that when you check those out, mostly there's no problem to just stay there. So when you look at Google Maps, you find a place like that and you see there's a big parking lot and even a bit of green around it. Just go park in a corner somewhere, not right in front of the entrance, of course, but just to the side somewhere. And no one will mind, and it's no problem.
As I say, I've been doing this for 3.5 years, and actually only one time have I been chased away by a policeman. And
so you actually had the knock.
I've had the knock several times, but most I've just talked my way out of. But that one policeman, he just didn't listen to sense. So you know, sometimes you meet something like that, you know, and then you're just being polite and friendly and try to just do what he say, you know. And it's not a big deal because he told me I could not stay there. Okay, I could just get dressed and drove away and drove to another place. So
you did not get a ticket or something like that. No, I find that also that's something people worry about, but don't worry about it too much. It's like in certain areas where you know there are a lot of paid campsites. Don't go parking in a free spot right next to the campsite, because in season a lot of the campsite owners will call the police on you because they want you to stay on their side, and if you don't do that, then just move on. So yeah, that's a bit, but that's, I find, a bit common sense, and use your mind, your brain, and you learn about that, and it's not you don't get a ticket right away, so it's mostly fine, so no problem. And when you know about a certain area, you heard about it in the news or whatever, that they are checking and scaring campers off with tickets and stuff, don't go there. Just don't go there. So that's another question I wanted to ask you is, are there certain places you don't go with your, you say like myself, I won't go to a big city and leave my van there. It's a no-go. But
well, I actually do park in the center of Copenhagen. Example, on Sundays when I go my Sunday brunch with my friend and we go to museums and stuff. And a lot of times I've been parking downtown center Copenhagen. And then we go in my friend's car to a museum or something, and my car is parked there for several hours. And well, one time with the Skoda, I had someone who broke in and stole my computer. But, well, of course it can happen. But again, that's one time in 3.5 years. But I don't like to stay in big cities, and I don't boondock in the center of Copenhagen. I would never do that. There's plenty of places I can go, and it's not. Well, yeah, Copenhagen is a big city, but it's not that big, you know. And you can actually find. You saw the forest we went to, where we stayed, where we met Reno, and it was like 5-10 minutes away from a place I work quite regularly. You know, and it's just it's actually still inside the big city, but it's just a wooded area.
And with that hunting lodge we stayed with all the deer, that was also very close to Copenhagen.
True.
Yeah, so if you can always find spots near a city, and that's something what I like to do when I want to visit a big city. Go park your vehicle somewhere on the in the
outskirts.
And you can take a bus or the train or the bike or whatever. Or it's that's fairly doable. But, Let's see what I had. Oh yeah, about we had a work day, but like a weekend. How was a weekend? A typical weekend day for you then? The Sundays are different from a Saturday.
Well,
I had to experience a few of those Sundays. You've seen or will see videos of that.
But usually Friday I would. It depends, because some weekends I have appointments with friends who live in Copenhagen area. So then I will go to their place. One of my friends live in a suburb of Copenhagen in an apartment. And I will park the Raven at the parking lot in front of the building he lives in. He lives in an apartment building. And there's a lot of vehicles in this parking lot. I'll just park among them and then go watch a movie and eat some junk food or whatever we do. You know, just hang out, 2 guys, maybe more guys come and hang out, and sometimes we have a bit of rum or whatever, you know. And then I obviously don't want to drive. Then I just go down, put the window covers up in the Raven and go to sleep in the parking lot. And that is it. It's not in the center of Copenhagen, but it's basically in a suburb. So yeah. And then in the morning when I wake up and I feel that it's okay to drive, then I will drive out of the city, and sometimes I will go to a place nearby where there's a public pool, where I kind of have a monthly pass for, and go take a long hot shower and go to the hot pool and just soak for an hour. And use the sauna, and again a long hot shower. You know, it's just But yeah,
enjoy the weekends.
Yeah, I really enjoy the weekends, you know, and hang out with friends or just go out of town and enjoy some nature. And but then, yeah, the Sundays, that's kind of, because I have an old work colleague, and we usually hang out on Sundays and eat brunch and go see museums or castles or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's real fun. The Sundays are real fun. I have spent 3 Sundays, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
2 or 3, I guess, yeah, with you guys. And that's a fun day. It's, yeah, a lot of fun. So, yeah, I can attest to that.
And that is usually until 2, 3 o'clock. And then a lot of times I will go back to the campground where the nest is parked, because I can do laundry there. So I will go back and do laundry and restock the Raven for a new week and get everything ready, you know. Just
so at your at the campsite where the nest is, you can do the laundry. You got stuff in the nest that you need for the next week.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
And well, you saw the nest is basically a storage room. It's base camp, but yeah, it's not really.
It's like a big storage closet with a bed. But yeah, that is you mostly sleep in the Raven. And then once every while you'll crash in the nest. You prefer to be.
I prefer to be in the Raven for sure.
Is there, when finding the places for the night, is there a certain routine or whatever you do when you arrive at the location? Do you check things out, or do you want to have a toilet building or water or whatever in the neighborhood?
If it's a place I haven't been to before, I will park there, lock up the Raven, and go for a walk. Just go scope out the area and get a feeling of it, you know. And sometimes after that walk, you just have the wrong feeling of a place, you know. It's just like, no, it just, and that's something. It cannot be explained. It's just a gut feeling, and you kind of say, this is not the right place, and then you'd go somewhere else. But mostly, I will say, then I find it good, and whether there are bathrooms or not, access to water or not, well, basically I do have most everything I need in the Raven. And if I need to go to the bathroom and I'm in a place where there is none, well, I pick up my key and go to the bathroom. I just drive somewhere. And you saw this morning we were parked in front of the public pool, and it was possible to go inside and use the bathroom. You know, a lot of places and pools and
public libraries and fitness gyms.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of I don't know how that is in Denmark, but I know for sure in France, a lot of cemeteries have a toilet building.
Yeah, in Denmark
especially
too.
the big ones.
Yeah.
Because also a lot of old people.
Yeah, that's true. In Denmark, it's like that too, and also we got a lot of public toilets.
Yeah,
around a
I
lot.
noticed that a lot of the hiking spots where you park to go for a hike or a mountain bike ride or whatever.
Yeah.
You've got the public toilets and often even especially the ones where there are walking trails, they've got water and they've got shelters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and that's another thing, like you told me one of the first days already, that when you get a knock from a police officer and he's trying to get rid of you, just grab a sleeping bag or whatever and go lay down in the shelter. It's 50 meters further down the path. So that's another possibility. But then again, I don't feel like the places with the shelters, they don't mind. Because there are cars parked anyway for people who are in the shelter. Because it's not only people that go for days on a hike that stay there. They're just families. They spend the night in a shelter or
or celebrating
a birthday or something like that with the kids. So yeah.
No, that's true. I've never ever had any problems at any of the shelter spots I've stayed in. So no, actually the only place I've ever had the knock is in that parking lot where I was chased away. But I've had the knock in that place several times, and it's always just been, well, they want to check out that everything is okay, you know, and it's not a problem. Usually they just kind of, okay, have a nice night, you know, and then they leave. So, but well, always someone.
But that is a good thing what you said about listen to your gut feeling. When you come in a new place you've never been, just go for a walk. I do the same. I always take Bo out and go walk around. But even if you don't have a dog or whatever, just go walk around and get a feel for the place. See who's there and what's this. And when your gut tells you not to stay there, don't do. Just turn the key, drive on, find another place.
And also I would say, if there's garbage lying around, if I like the spot but there's garbage lying around, well, I'll grab a bag and pick up the garbage, because if I don't, then someone will see that I was staying there and they see the garbage and then they say, he threw a lot of garbage.
So that's another thing.
It's not our garbage, but well.
And then again with garbage, I find also when you want a quiet night, and you find in the corner of a parking lot there are like cans of Red Bull, chips bags, like now the capsules from the laughing gas, that stuff. That's you want a quiet night, don't park there, because probably the youth hangs out there with the cars, music, drinking and throwing the stuff on the floor, and
that's not
you mind that,
no,
then don't go stay there. But there's a lot of things like that you just learn when you're on the road. So were you ever scared living this way?
No.
And that's a question we get a lot. Are you not scared in the middle of nowhere, just staying? At least I got the question several times, and I know you got it a few times too. So. But there's nothing to be worried about, I guess.
No, there's not. And obviously I've also had the questions. If something happened, do you have a weapon so you can defend yourself? No. Well, my size. I'm a big guy. No. And I've never had the use for it. Really. I've stayed in a place where there was young people and they was hanging around, and at one point they started throwing firecrackers, and I just kind of, well, okay, never mind. Picked my key and drove away. It's just, but scared? No, never.
No, that's the thing. You can choose to drive off. It's a lot of time it's not worth going for the confrontation. No. Just leave them be and drive on.
Let them party.
So, and like I said, some places before that when you see you recognize the trash right away, and then it's. I mean, if you don't want that, don't go. Especially when it's a weekend day.
On weekends,
Fridays, Saturdays, that's the worst. Like that. And
during the weekends, you need to go away from the either that or, well, as I say, I stayed in the parking lot at my friend's place, just down in front of the apartment building. And it's not a problem. But obviously, there are neighborhoods where I would never park. Of course, there is.
Let's see. Coming to a bit more of the day-to-day stuff. What's your favorite meal?
Well, I'm crazy about Thai food, or Asian food in general. And now and again I make Thai red curry. With rice, and it's just, but well, being a vegetarian, it's vegetarian Thai red curry, And I just like it so much. It's you know, need to be a little bit spicy. Oh well, yeah, I can take it more and more spicy, but I lived in Thailand for 6 years, so I kind of got used to the Asian food and all, and that's absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you, but you do make that in the Raven.
I
once
cook
every
every now and again. I cook it in the Raven.
So and but you do cook in the Raven. You can see that also in the other video with the tour, where the kitchen setup is out. And you do that every day, or is it?
Almost every day. Yeah, almost every day I have one more hot meal. That's
so that's also not a problem. Living this life, you can just cook a meal.
Of course.
It's
But obviously, if it's pouring down rain, then I'm not standing behind the Raven as I was today, and that kind of. If I'm cooking inside the Raven, obviously that kind of
limits
what I want to cook, because I don't want to fry something that makes a lot of smoke. If it's inside the Raven, then I would make maybe a soup or something just from a can, and every now and again, quick food is okay, but you get tired of it in the long run, so you need to make fresh food also.
And with fresh food, do you have a fridge or something to keep your food? Or
yeah, I do have a 12-volt cool box. I forgot the name of it, but it is actually a Dometic, but it's another name. Dometic owns another company that they make, the name is
Waco or something like
that? That's probably right, actually. Waco, that's right.
That's here in Europe. That's Dometic Waco, or Waco Dometic, something like that.
Yeah. And it's, it's a good size. I actually kind of regret I bought I think it's might even too big, but, well, it's okay. But if I should change something, I would change it to be a compressor fridge instead.
So this is the heat exchange.
Yeah, it is, and it takes way too much energy. It's not efficient at all.
And it can only cool like 16 or 18 degrees below the environment temperature.
Exactly. I actually think it's 18 degrees below the ambient temperature, and that's mostly okay, but obviously if it's very hot in the Raven, which it will get during summer, then it can be a problem. But it's not that big of a deal, because, well, I work in shops. You know, I do jobs around in shops, so when summer comes and I need to, I just don't keep anything in that fridge. I just go shopping when I finish work and then go cook. You know, so it's, and of course it's probably a little more expensive that I cannot buy bulk. I have to buy small one-time, but, well, it's okay. It's a cheap lifestyle anyway, so we can allow ourselves a little bit of luxury.
Of course. You talked a little bit about it, but do you have a toilet setup in the Raven?
Yeah, I do. Earlier I didn't, but at one of our Sunday museum visits, there was what do you call it, the
like a brokante
fly market or antique market outside, and at one of the stalls I found a small bucket. And it had exactly the right size, because obviously in the Raven I need everything to be small. I don't have a lot of room, so, and I found this bucket, and it was not very big, but it was a steel thing, and it's quite sturdy. Usually when you find something small, it's not strong enough. but this one is sure strong enough. And then, well, you had one of those.
The pool noodles.
Pool noodles, and I could put that on the, and then of course I got a pee bottle also. So, yeah, but I would say mostly I use the bucket as a garbage bin. I've used it since I bought it, which is 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
I think I only used it 1 or 2 times. And that is because obviously if there is a public toilet right next to where I am, I'm going to use that. Yeah. It's easier. But the people, of course we use that. That's like...
Yeah. You don't want to go out at night if you need to pee. Just take the bottle and get rid of it.
And then you can empty it in the morning. It's no problem.
No problem. And the other side is like showering and stuff like that. How do you stay clean?
Well, mostly I use baby wipes and just wash myself with baby wipes. And then of course if I go back to the campground where I got the nest, I can take a shower at the campground.
The swimming pool?
Or I go to the swimming pool, as I said, and have a long hot shower. So it's...
And maybe in summer I saw them a lot at the lakes and at the sea. There are also the public showers.
Yeah, well, I'm not too keen on using those because it's cold water.
Even in summer, Lars.
Still, it's cold water, and I don't do cold water. It's just, as I said in another video, if it's colder than 25 degrees, it's for drinking.
Yeah, but there are plenty of possibilities.
Oh, yeah.
Just stay clean and keep your hygiene up. It's not a hassle at all.
And well, obviously you have to keep clean, and especially with my job, because I work around people every day in different shops, around the customers of the shop. So of course I do need to keep clean, but you do get a long way with baby wipes, really. It's
So that's not hard either. So,
no.
What do you want from this life? What do you expect or want, or what's your thing behind it? What would you like, or what do you want for yourself with this lifestyle?
Freedom.
That's a good one.
I think that's but yeah, it's just what do I want from it? I want to be able to go stay places and where I like it, and I want to that's actually, it is a difficult question, because it is, I guess freedom does cover it the best, but it's just the fact that when I want to go somewhere, I don't need to pack.
No, you've got everything.
I got everything right there, and it's
There's no big preparations or anything.
No.
You just turn the key and start driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you wanted, you could just pick a point on the map and go there and check it out.
Exactly. But it is something to do with feelings. It's just I totally don't see myself in an apartment again, or a house. Ever. Really. As in now, the way that things are now, it's just the right thing to do for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about the future. I can't see the future. Things could happen or whatever, but as is now, this is perfect. As I said before to you, when I come home from work, I feel I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation until the next morning when I need to go to work.
Yeah.
And I'd never had that feeling. I feel I do so many things after work, where before, when I lived in the house, I would come home from work, eat, watch telly, go to bed, go to work.
Yeah.
And that was so empty. Yeah. It was like there was nothing there.
Yeah,
it was just work, sleep, eat.
Yeah.
And that's way too boring for me. Where now I come home from work and I go for a walk in the forest or whatever, you know, and go to the beach and sit and enjoy, you know, it's just go see friends, you know, and I can just, you know, when I finish work, I can say, oh, well, wonder if he's home today, and then I just go.
Yeah.
I don't have to go home and change clothes and whatever, you know, it's just, and that's the whole, the whole freedom thing of it.
Yeah, freedom in the broadest sense you can imagine.
Totally.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It's
And then I'm very lucky with my boss. He's very understanding, you know. What is it, a week and a half ago I asked if I could have 3 days off this week.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it sounds like you need it, so you have to look a long way to find a boss like that, really. You know, so and well, the job is nomadic. My colleagues, they drive from home 200 kilometers to get to a work site. I drive from one work site to the next, or to the area of the next one, and then I enjoy life until half an hour, 5 minutes before I need to work. And you know, it's just it doesn't get any better.
I agree with that. Is there anything you could say to others who are thinking about this lifestyle, that they don't know if they should or shouldn't, or try it or whatever?
Well, first of all, if you stay in Europe, I would say, well, there are a lot of different Facebook groups, and Are We Living Europe?
I'll put out
put the link for that one. And you can go have a look at it there. You can become a member of the group, and that way you can communicate with people who do this already. You can ask all the questions you might have. And obviously, people who haven't tried it, most people will be a little skeptic. They will have a lot of questions. They will have a lot of worries. Is it possible? Can I make a living? And all these things. Well, in a group like that, you can ask those questions.
Yeah, you can.
You know, you can get the real answer from people who live this way.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I would say is, if you think you would like to live this way, but you're not sure, I would say rent a van, rent an RV, whatever. You know, I bought a travel trailer and a car because that was the cheapest way to get into it. You know, I started this for less than 50,000 kroner. I paid 33,000 kroner for the car and 12,000 for the travel trailer, and I was there. And I could start the lifestyle with that. But I would say, first of all, try it. And you can do that either by, going with someone who lived the lifestyle already. That might be possible. Or you can do it by renting a vehicle and try it out. And that doesn't take a lot of equipment. If you just want to do it for a week or a weekend for that matter,
I would agree. Just rent the van or whatever, and then throw a mattress in the back, something to cook, or a jerry can with water or whatever. Just secure the jerry can somewhere to the side, and then go try it out.
But I would say,
don't be scared. Just try it.
Unless you could afford to buy a big RV when you want to do this, then don't go rent a big RV.
No.
You need to look at it and say, if I would live this lifestyle,
how would you live it?
How would I live it? What can I afford? And if you can afford to live in a big ass RV, sure, go rent one and try it. But if your finances is more towards a van like this, then I would say rent a van, as you say, throw a mattress, whatever you need, and then try it out for a week or the summer vacation or whatever. The longer you try it out, the better, you know, because then you get all these, but also get a lot of tips and tricks from people who live the lifestyle.
Don't be afraid to ask.
No, exactly. And watching videos, well,
you learn a lot from that.
Marie's channel, which you're watching now, or my channel for that matter, or everybody out there's so many full-timers out there who and they all have different ways of doing things and different sizes of rigs.
And even if you got specific questions, I always say just put them in the comments somewhere, and we'll try to answer them in a video or whatever, or show you or whatever is possible. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Talk to people. You learn the most from just talking to people. It's like even if you just meet people along the road or whatever, and just walk up to them, say hi, and can I ask you a question? And most people really don't mind that. And it's,
we just had a wonderful chat with a young German couple who were on vacation in a van. And they had some questions when they found out that we are both full-timers. And I could see the guy's mind was really racing. But I don't want to get in trouble with the wife. But it's just, you know, ask the questions. I would say on my channel, I think you the same. On my channel, I answer all comments. And there's no stupid questions.
No,
not at all.
And if you want to see something particular, just ask. We'll try to show you. So it's
sure.
Yeah, so just try it. Don't keep wondering, but do it.
Exactly.
Just try it out. And, it isn't that hard as a lot of people think it is.
Exactly.
Did I forget something, Lars?
Well,
I want to add something.
I have this thought that I just hit my mind, and that is that a lot of people think that people who lives in vans, they're people who have no money. That's people who well, the alternative would be living in a cardboard box under the bridge or something like that. And at least for the two of us, and I think for a lot of van dwellers or full-timers, that's not the case. And even it is. Well, we have a common friend who actually started it because he did have hard times. But now he don't have hard times anymore. And he could buy a house now, but he don't want to because he loved the lifestyle. So he still live in a van. You know. And
that's great.
For the both of us, it was something else that kind of triggered it. And it was not financial.
No.
And
that's you got the normal job.
I got
just a job. You had to drive around a lot, so this fits perfectly.
Oh yeah.
This fits perfectly. Yeah, and I work online. You guys know that by now, and I only need the internet, so that's fine too. So but there are also people that with physical jobs just make something and sell it or offer services to others or whatever. So there are so many possibilities.
So it's just, if you want to live this lifestyle, don't be shy about it.
No.
Because that's some people. I've had the question when I told that I lived full time in a van, and sometimes I have the question, did you choose to live that way? I'm like, yeah, of course I chose to live this way. I love it. But a lot of them, they will be like, but why would you choose that? But then basically say, well, watch my videos. You know, it's such a big question.
It is.
But it's just the only right thing, really.
But again, I don't want everyone to live in a van.
Oh no!
It's gonna be way too busy,
sure.
and it's not for everyone. That's,
no, it's
you know,
not.
and you're
It's not.
perfectly happy with your life you got and your house and your job or whatever. Just that's no problem. But just the people who are looking for something else, and that's the thing. It's not that
for sure.
we like everyone to live this way. It was not possible, and we don't want that. But if you think, is there another way? There is another way.
Yeah, and even I have online friends who are part timers, you know, who like the life on the road, the nomadic life, but at the same time they also have a house that they every now and again go home and live a normal life in a house with neighbors. But so that's it's not one reason, it's not one form, it's not one box, and I guess that is exactly the thing. I never felt I fit in a box.
No.
The box that society want us to fit into, that box, 9-to-5 job, wife, and so on. And sure, I would like to travel with someone close to my heart, you know, but well, that's not the way it is right now, so so be it. But it's just, you have to find your own way to do it.
Make your own box. Just
make your own box by thinking out of the box.
But it's not like you have to fit in anything.
No.
Yeah. If you want a weird-shaped box, just your weird-shaped box.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so,
and that is why we cannot tell people how they should do it.
No.
I think all I can do
always
is
say, try something.
Exactly.
Try it. Experience it. Talk to people.
Yeah. Get your information from a lot of different places, because
that's,
and then put the puzzle together the way you think it should look.
Pick what is you and what fits your life from what everyone tells you, and don't go ask just one person, but ask a lot of persons, and watch a lot of videos and ask questions, and that's true.
And over time you develop your own style, your own way to do things. And the first van build you make, it's gonna change. Even people who move into an RV, they change it. And I did that with my trailer. My trailer is way different from what it was when I moved into it. I don't think there's one spot in the trailer I haven't changed something. Even the fridge it's the same fridge, but I made modifications. And that is because when you live in such a small space, it needs to be right. It needs to fit you, and that's what the lifestyle is all about. You make your own life. You know?
Make it fit your. You can do it like you want it. It's your choice. It's your
exactly.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. Lars, thank you very much for this interview. And I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to check out Lars's channel. Put the links and everything down in the description. And if you like this video, thumbs up, like it, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you know when a video comes out. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's totally a wrap.